Okay, so hoping that everything is well and good. I'm just moving on to the webinar. So first I'll tell you how I've planned out this entire session. So first I'll be talking about what the Codeless Bot platform is. So before all of that, I will be giving you an introduction to what Zoho SalesIQ is. Many of you know what Zoho SalesIQ is. But for those of you who don't know, I'm just going to be giving you a quick and brief introduction to what Zoho SalesIQ does and what Zobots are. And then we move on to what the Codeless Bot is. And then about what controls you have in the Codeless Bot, how you can use dynamic text, what blocks are in the Codeless Bot, and how they help you collect visitor information and store them, how they help you integrate with other platforms, and about bot context and visitor fields and all of that. So little by little, let's move on to the different parts of the webinar. So what is Zoho SalesIQ? So when businesses moved online, there were a lot of customer relationships that were getting jinxed because of a lot of missed out conversations and delayed responses to messages, and this happened to scar customers' trust and thus the image of the business itself. So this was when we came up with the idea of on-the-go customer engagement and designed Zoho SalesIQ, which is a hassle-free live chat software that was made to reimagine business growth. Okay, so Zoho SalesIQ is basically a customer engagement and live chat software that can help you prospect, filter, engage, and segment every visitor on your website or on your mobile application. So this one's going to help you boost your sales, support, and marketing activities on your business website or on your application. Moving on to what the Zobot is. So Zobot is a bot development platform that's available inside Zoho SalesIQ. And with this, SalesIQ users can build a lot of compelling bots to automate customer interactions. So these bots can be programmed to respond to act and to qualify customers that land on your business website. Zobots will maintain a conversation with the visitor in natural language. They understand the intent of what the user is trying to say, and then they send a response based on the business rules and data of the organization. And moreover, they can be run on both websites and on mobile applications. So you don't have to worry about, setting up a new Zobot for your mobile application. So these work for both websites and your mobile apps. And then we have answer bots in Zoho SalesIQ that work based on your resources, that is your articles and your FAQs. And so the stronger your knowledge base, the more efficient these bots will be. And also we have our focus today on the Codeless Bot platform that will only require you to build a flowchart using drag and drop components. So this requires absolutely no code. So once the flow is done, SalesIQ is going to do all the bot building for you. So Zoho SalesIQ offers a highly interactive and engaging live chat user interface along with audio calls and many other features on websites and mobile apps, along with bot engines. So everything that you see on the screen are options with respect to bot engines that are provided by Zoho SalesIQ. So when we look into the Zoho platforms, we have the answer bot that we just spoke about that works based on your resources, your knowledge base. And then we have the Codeless Bot platform, and we have SalesIQ scripts that functions completely on the basis of Deluge. So SalesIQ scripts is also one of the most powerful platforms that are available on Zoho SalesIQ to build bots for your website. So everything that you do on the SalesIQ scripts platform with code can be done on the Codeless Bot platform without having to write any code. That's what's great about the Codeless Bot platform. And then you have webhooks. So if you have a fully built bot engine and you just want to integrate it with Zoho SalesIQ Zobot, you can do so with webhooks. Then you have the NLP platform from Zoho Zia Skills. And with respect to integrations to external platforms, we have Dialogflow if you're an end-to-end Google user, and then you have Watson, IBM Watson Assistant, and we also have Microsoft Azure. So you have a lot of different options with respect to bot building when it comes to Zoho SalesIQ, so that you don't have to limit your bot building opportunities to just one platform, your bot building skills to just one platform. So Zoho SalesIQ Zobot basically provides you everything under one roof so that you don't have to maintain and integrate the fragments separately. To summarize, it's one system to rule out the complexity of integration of the UI, the bot engine, and the database, which are the three basic fragments that are available for chatbots in the market. Talking about platforms, let's move on to our main feature today, the Codeless Bot platform. So bot building with minimal or no coding is the need of the hour. So we at Zoho SalesIQ are here introducing our Codeless Bot building platform. So with this platform, you can create chatbots in minutes without a line of code. So this platform basically uses something called blocks to collect pieces of information from the user, helps you send personalized messages, and performs actions based on their needs. So if coding is the part that worries you when it comes to bot building, then we have your back. This is a bot building platform that makes bot building for non-techies a cakewalk. So we know you've been waiting for this. We've been waiting for this for a very long time. So here we are. So first things first, what is the Codeless Bot platform? So this is a code-free, rule-based chatbot builder in Zoho SalesIQ that can create a conversational bot without any coding skills and control conversation flows like a flowchart. So this platform helps you generate more leads. So you're already generating a lot of leads with SalesIQ, and on top of that, the Codeless Bot is going to increase your lead qualification exponentially. It's going to help you capture data and personalize visitor flow in real time with absolutely no complexity. So here you have blocks like button, blocks that I had mentioned before. You have blocks like button, name, email, calendar, location, etc. to collect pieces of information that you need from the visitor to make smart conversations, send personalized messages, and then perform actions based on their needs. So what is so great about the Codeless Bot platform? So there's always a huge upfront cost that's involved with respect to hiring operators for a business, be it support or development. So you can cut down a lot of costs, and you can deploy these codeless chatbots on your website to assist your visitors. And the no-code chatbot platforms make your bot building so much more quicker and efficient, with most of the development done for you. These platforms only require your development team to focus on features that enhance the effectiveness of the bots and not on the first level features that require a lot of time and effort. And Zobots eliminate the need, these codeless bots, they eliminate the need for operators to do the same work again and again over time. They help you automate a lot of tasks which are frequently done and at the right time. This can help you save time and increase productivity while also avoiding errors. Another most important aspect of chatbot deployment is security. So you need to have strongly coded bots to make sure your business is not vulnerable to any kind of attack. So with the codeless bot, you can be least worried about the security of your business and of your business website. So what are the highlights of this particular platform? So they are rule-based chatbots. So this is a code-free rule-based chatbot builder in SalesIQ that can help you create a conversational bot just by designing a flowchart. So the platform works on the basis of predefined inputs and keywords. So all instructions for the bot are pre-coded by developers so that the bot can act and respond accordingly. So the bot will question the visitor, provide suggestions as responses, and then when the visitor responds, it will analyze the intents in the response and replies contextually. Then you can build and make changes to the bot flow anytime without any complexity. So this platform will only require you to build a flow chart, like I've mentioned multiple times previously, based on your requirements for the bot, and requires absolutely no code. Once the flow is done, SalesIQ will do the bot building for you. And again, the builder has a very, very simple drag and drop interface wherein you have to drag elements from the right side of the builder and drop them in something called the card holder inside your building board. So once the flowchart is complete with no open links, you can publish the bot then and there, and it will be fully ready to assist your website visitors. So now that we know what's great about the Codeless Bot platform, I'll quickly show you how you can add a new bot and choose the Codeless Bot platform for your bot building. So let's move on to my Zoho SalesIQ portal. So inside your portal, this is what the all new SalesIQ 2.0 looks like. So we have a fully improved and new version of the SalesIQ dashboard. So inside this dashboard, you click on settings and you navigate to Zobot and you click on add and you give your bot a name and then you choose the platform. So here you have all of the options in front of you and you choose the Codeless Bot Builder. And once that is done, we click on next and move on to the next part. We provide a description. And then I choose a brand. I choose the brand for which I want to deploy the bot. And then I choose the bot working hours. So I want my bot to function only during non-business hours and when my operators are offline during business hours. And then I click on next. Then I choose the bot audience. So here the default condition is always set to all visitors. And you can add custom rules if you want to. There are a bunch of conditions that you can choose from. But I'm going to stick to all visitors because I want all of my visitors to be supported by the bot when my operators are unavailable. Then I'm going to set when the bot can initiate a chat, when the visitors land on the site, when they click on the chat widget, or when they perform a custom action. Or I also have the option that will ask the bot not to trigger a message to the visitors. So let me say 5 seconds. All right. And then I set the bot response interval to immediate. And you can configure chat inactivity actions in case you want to send out messages or perform actions when your visitor has been inactive on your business website for a particular amount of time. So you can send them a first warning message in maybe a minute and then send out a message before the bot ends the conversation. And finally, we have the allow handoff to operators. In case, in the middle of a bot conversation, the visitor feels like he or she needs more information in that particular aspect, then they're going to have the option of talking to a human agent, a human operator from your organization. So only when you enable this option, visitors will be able to connect with a human operator. So once the option is chosen inside the live chat window, these bots will transfer the chats to operators in your organization. So all available operators in your organization will be notified and one of them can pick it up and answer the query. So for this to happen, you need to enable the allow handoff to operators option. And when I'm done with all of this, I'm just going to click on create and my Codeless bot has been set up. So this is what the Codeless Bot Builder looks like, and this is the drag and drop interface. So we'll talk about the different elements inside the drag and drop interface during later parts of the webinar. So now that we've set up the bot, we'll move on to the next part. So the first topic that we're going to be looking at today is terms used inside the Codeless bot. So let's look at some important terms that are used in the platform before we move on to the specifics. So first we have cards. Okay, so these define the functions that are performed by the bots. So you can add, remove, or rearrange the different cards to change the bot's functionality. So this is what a card will look like. Then you have the card holder. So this is where you drag and drop your elements. So you click or drag and drop the block from the right hand side of your builder to the card holder to add it as a card inside the bot's flow. So the plus icon that you see inside the bot builder is the card holder, and this is where you drag and drop your elements. Then you have blocks. So these blocks, there are a huge bunch of blocks We're sorry about the interruption. I guess there was a small connectivity issue. I hope all of you are able to hear me now. All right. So as I was saying, let me just go back to the previous part. Let me start off with cards. So the first one is a card. So they define the functions that are performed by the bots. So you can add, remove, and rearrange cards to change the bot's functionality. Then you have the card holder. This is the plus icon that you see inside your bot builder. So this is where you drag and drop or click the block and add it as a card. And the next one is the blocks. So these are there are a bunch of different blocks that you can choose from. So you can drag and drop the blocks from the block gallery to the board to add them as cards. Then you have connected links. So these are the defined connections. So once executed, the flow will move on to the next card. So right here, it's exactly what you look at. So once you define a connected link, once the flow is completed, the flow moves on to the next card. Then you have open links. So these are the undefined connections, the opposite of connected links. So you can add more cards to these open links to continue any particular flow. Then you have the link tag. So this one is used to denote rules or other conditions of the link. And the final one will be the preview option, which lets you preview the working of the bot as you may use it. So every step of the way, you can keep reviewing your operations, reviewing your building, and you can be super sure before you publish the bot on your website, before it starts picking up chats from your visitors. So this is what the preview option is for. So now that we know what the codeless bot terms are, let's move on to what controls you have inside the Codeless Bot Builder. So the first control that you have is the drag and drop control. So adding new blocks inside the Codeless Bot Builder is actually a cinch. So you can add new cards to the flow by selecting them from the block gallery or dragging and dropping them above the card holder, which is the plus icon. So we have a quick video that will demonstrate the feature. So this is what the drag and drop feature looks like. The next one will be link, attach, and detach. So you can reuse existing flows that were previously created by simply dragging and dropping the card holder into the required card in that flow. So if you want to modify the flow or you want to add more options, you can break the flow by using the detach link. That will appear when you hover over the flows link. Then you have the auto arrange control. So if you want to declutter and reorganize your flow board, you can do that using the auto arrange option. So this can help you get a clear view of every sub flow inside your flow chart. So do you see the way all of these elements are being rearranged inside the board? So this is what auto arrange does for you. Then you have the zoom control. So using the zoom option, you can magnify the flow to get a clear picture based on your device's screen size, or you can minimize the size if you want to get full visibility of the flow and all that. Then you have the delete control. So you can also delete cards of your choice during bot building. So to delete a card, you need to click on the bin icon at the top right corner of the corresponding card, and then again click on delete to confirm the deletion. So do you see the small bin icon right here? So that's what you have to click if you want to delete a particular card. You'll see that on top of every card that you add inside the builder. Then we have previewing and publishing control. So you can keep reviewing your flows in real time, like I'd already mentioned, as and when you build the bot using the bot preview option. So all you have to do is click on the eye icon at the bottom right corner of the builder, and the preview window will open up highlighting the current flow. So once the bot flow is complete, you can click on the publish button on the top right corner, the one that you see here, to publish the bot on your website. You can publish the bots only if there are no more open links. So make sure you don't have any open links before you publish the bot on your website. The bot builder will not let you publish your bot if you have any open links. So make sure all of them are closed. Then come blocks. So what is the block gallery? So the Codeless Bot platform offers a quick and efficient drag and drop interface using which you can choose blocks from the right side of the builder, drag them and drop them inside the flow. So this block gallery is actually a collection of enriched UI elements and actions that's offered by Zoho SalesIQ and can be used while interacting with the visitor. So there are five categories of blocks that you can choose from. The first one being response blocks. So these are used to collect information from the visitor to complete the flow. Then you have input blocks, and then you have, as the name implies, can be used to collect inputs. Then you have action blocks to perform actions based on the visitor's needs and the information collected so far in the flow. Then you have data blocks that help you collect a lot of type-based information like name, email, phone number, website, etc. from the visitor and store them as per your flow. Finally, we have integration blocks to perform integration-related operations like, mail subscriptions, ticket creation, lead creation, etc. So these integration blocks work based on the integration configuration. So you don't have to do any additional configuration or authentication at this point. So here are the list of blocks under each category. So we'll be talking about each of these blocks in our webinar today. So here are the input blocks. You have button, options, multiple options, calendars, sliders, and here are our data blocks and integration blocks. So let's move on to the first category of blocks, response blocks. So what are these blocks do? So this category of blocks can help you collect information from your visitor to complete the flow. So here are the list of available options. So first we have quick reply. So with this, you can send quick informative messages. You can send out different text elements to your visitor's question or your choice. You can share rich text. So to add this block to the flow, let me show this to you inside the UI. So I'll show you how to add cards, one card from each category. So here we are inside the UI. So if you want to add a quick reply block, you click on the card holder and your block gallery opens up. So from here, I just drag and drop my element. And here I will give my reply card a name. And then I add a message. So I've just added a message, and I can add any attachments if I want to. And I can also use dynamic text inside this section. So let me just try and use one. So I'm just going to use visitor name, so that the message that the bot sends out to the visitor is a little personalized. So I configure a message and I add attachments if I want to, and finally click on save. And that's it. My reply card has been added to the bot flow. So it's as easy as this. If you want to add any card to the bot builder, this is the case with all of the cards. So I'm just going to be showing you one card from each category. All right. So this is the quick reply card. So after you click save, you can view the card on the bot builder page. Next, we have articles. So this particular card will let you share articles from your knowledge base with a visitor. So it's the same thing again. You give your article a name. You add any image if you want to keep your conversation appealing. And then you add the message of your choice, which will be the prefix text. And then you choose the articles that you want to share with your visitors, and finally click on save. Then you have the video card, which lets you share videos. So you give it a name, your image, and finally you enter the URL of the video that you want to share with your visitor and click on save. And you also can enable the autoplay option if you want to share the video to the visitor and you want it to play automatically. Then we have input blocks. So what do we have inside input blocks? The first one that we have is the button card. So here you can give multiple options in the replies for visitors to choose from, and then you can create a flow based on the visitor's choice. So let me show you how to add a button card. So here we are inside the input blocks category, and all you have to do is just drag and drop it here. So I already have some default text defined here for me. So here's the default message, and here are the 3 different button texts that are configured by default. So I can make changes to these as per my requirements. So let me say need to book a holiday. And I can click on save and my button card has been added. So each of these options will be given a separate flow. So it will be easier for you to add cards to that particular flow very, very quickly. So that's how you add a button card. Then you have the option card. So this one can be used to get a lot of required information for specific details. So you can present visitors with a lot of different options and then get their responses. So the main difference between an option card and a button card is that the button card can create multiple flows based on the visitor's response that we just looked at, whereas the option card can be used to collect information from visitors and enrich the conversation. Then we have multiple options. So the multiple options block actually provides a checklist style option that lets visitors pick one or more choices. So you can have a minimum of 1 and a maximum of 3 options that the visitors can choose. So this can be used to get more information from the visitor using a single card. Then you have the calendar card. So this one allows visitors to pick a time slot and date to schedule events. So there are 2 different types of calendar cards. There's single date and you have date range. So the single date calendar allows you to pick the exact date and time for the event, whereas the range calendar will allow you to choose a range of days. So the single date option, like I said, lets you pick a particular date and time. So this can be used to fix appointments or schedule events, etc. So once this is configured, visitors will be able to select the desired date and time using the calendar widget. And the date range lets you choose a range of dates. So this can be used to book flights or plan a trip, etc. So when this is configured, visitors will be able to select the desired date range using the calendar widget. Then comes the slider card that allows you to get a required number from the visitor. So then you have a rating to obtain any feedback about your brand or the conversation from the visitor. The rating card can be used by the bot. And finally, you have the location card that can help you get visitors' current location using the GPS system on their device. So adding all of these cards inside the bot builder is similar to the one that I had just demonstrated. So you only have to configure a bunch of different information according to the cards that you choose. So then we have action blocks. So the Codeless Bot platform in the Zobot offers actions that are similar to the ones in the SalesIQ scripts platform. So these action blocks can be used to perform actions based on the visitor's needs and information that has been collected so far in the flow. So let's look at each of these action blocks one by one. The first one is the criteria router. So this can be used to split the bot's conversation flow into different flows based on custom rules defined using the visitor's information. So this card helps you simplify your complex routing processes by letting you add multiple rules for different criteria. So here we are. So here's the criteria router. So you can add different rules by choosing the conditions that are listed here. So you have context variables, you have current page title. So I'll be talking about bot context and visitor field variables during a later part of this session. So otherwise, you can choose from different conditions like website details, like technology, the browser, operating system, all right, so country, visitor availability. So you have a huge list of conditions that you can choose from. So when you set rules based on these conditions, the bot is going to split the flows inside your main flow accordingly. Then you have the forward card. So as the name implies, the forward card can be used to let your bot hand over visitor conversations to an available operator seamlessly. So all operators available in the portal will be notified about the incoming chat, and one of them can choose to pick it up and answer it. So once you've added the flow card, you have three possible flows. So the first one is offline hours. So this flow is used when the card is activated outside the company's business hours. And then you have operator not available. So this one is used when the mapped operators are busy or are not available at the time of forward. Then you have invalid operators. So this flow is used when the mapped operators are disabled or deleted from the portal. And on forwarding the chat to other department operators, the chat fails due to their unavailability. Then you have the block card that can be used to block spammers and harassers when they initiate conversations on the website. So all of these actions are pretty much similar to the ones that are offered on the Zoho SalesIQ scripts platform. Then you have the operator busy card. So in case all operators in your organization are busy or are unavailable at the time a chat is routed to an operator or a department, the operator busy action allows visitors to leave a message before the chat is ended. So these chats will also be marked as missed inside your portal. Then you have the end card. So you can use this to end an ongoing visitor bot conversation. Then you have something called the go-to card. So this is different from the list of actions that were similar to the ones in the SalesIQ scripts platform. So this one will switch the flow back to a particular card. So all you have to do is specify the targeted card and activate the go-to card. So let me show you how you can add a go-to card. So let me just say I want to add a card here, a go-to card here. So let me click on this and I will give my card a name and I will choose the target card. So the target cards in the drop down will be the list of cards that you have already added to your flow. So let me just say I want to route it back to quick reply card 2 and I click on save. So my flow from here will be routed back to the quick reply card 2. So this is just an example of how you can route chats to a particular block using the go-to card. So you can perform this particular action using the card when you have a more detailed flow or you have repetitive subflows inside your main flow. All right. Then come the plugs card. So plugs in Zoho SalesIQ is actually a function that has configured inputs and configured outputs. So these plugs can actually be implemented using Deluge scripts. And this particular integration is supported inside the Codeless Bot platform. So we will be having detailed webinars in the future on features like plugs. So we'll talk about those in detail during those webinars. So as of now, this particular card called plugs can be used to perform one set of operations that are defined in a plug by simply providing the values that are required for the plug to work. Like I said, plugs in SalesIQ are a function with configured inputs and outputs. So here you choose the plug that you want to associate from the drop down, like you see here. So you already create plugs inside Zoho SalesIQ, inside the plug section, and all of the plugs that you have created inside your plug section will be listed here in the drop down, and you can choose the plug of your choice. And then you define the plug input and output fields. All right, so you can store the return values from the plug in bot context on success. So there are two possible flows upon the plug cards triggering. So the flows can be either used, they can be used in two ways. The first one is the success flow. This is to add cards upon successful execution of the plug. And then you have failure, to add cards in case of plug failure. So this can happen due to wrong usage or values or other technical reasons. Then you have a send email card that allows the bot to send emails during a visitor bot conversation. So this can also be used to send details of the ongoing bot conversation. Again, there are two possible flows upon execution of the send email card. The first is the success, to add cards after the mail is sent out successfully. And then there's failure, to add cards in case of failure due to technical reasons. So with that, we've come to the end of action blocks. Now we move on to data blocks. So what are data blocks? So data blocks in the Codeless Bot platform can be used to collect type-based information like name, email, phone, website, etc. from the visitor, and then store them as per your flow. So the details collected using these data cards will be automatically updated to the SalesIQ portal based on the configuration that you have set. So let's look at these cards one by one. The first one is the name card. So as the name implies, this card can be used to get the name of the visitor during a bot conversation. So, all right, so let me choose this particular flow and I want to add a name card right here. So I give it a name. I can add an image. I'm entering my message. So here we have an option called allow visitor to skip. In case a visitor wants to skip this question, you need to check this particular box. And here you have a hint text. Right, and here we have the default value, and we also have an error message configured here. So you can change this error message if you want to, or stick to the default message. And once all of this is done, I'm just going to click on save, and my name card will be saved successfully. So whenever you want to edit the configuration inside any of these cards, all you have to do is click on the card and then make all the changes and finally click on save. The next block is the email data card that can be used to collect the email of the visitor during a bot visitor conversation. Then you have the phone card that will be used to collect the visitor's phone number during the bot conversation. And then you have visitor fields. So this can be used to collect other data fields that can be used to enrich the visitor's conversation or the visitor's profile, or help your bot assist visitors better. So the different data types that can be collected are email, phone, again, URL, or numbers. That is, if you want to get specific numeral values, then if you can use your strings if you want to get content in text format. And then you have password, to receive password from visitors. And this password will actually be masked and won't be visible anywhere in the UI. So you don't have to be worried about security. So these are the different data types that can be collected using visitor fields. Then you have integration blocks. So integration blocks in the Codeless Bot platform can be used to perform integration related operations like mail subscriptions, ticket creation, lead creation, etc. So these blocks work based on the integration configuration. So if you have any integrations previously, you can link them with the Codeless Bot platform using these integration blocks. So the first integration block that we're going to be looking at is the add to mailing list block. So this one can add visitors to integrated campaign services like Zoho Campaign and MailChimp. So once the card is activated, the visitor will be added to the mailing list associated with the integrated campaign service. So upon the execution of this card, there will be two possible flows. One is success to add cards after successful execution, and the second one is failure to add cards in case of subscription failure due to technical reasons. So let me choose this particular flow, and I want to choose the add to mailing list card. So here I will choose a variable, I will choose an email, and then I'll again choose the phone, the variable for phone, and then I can also choose the audience ID. And once I'm done with all of that, I just click on save, and my add to mailing list card will be saved here. So like I had mentioned, we have two different flows here, success and failure. So you can list different flows for each of these conditions. Then you have the associate lead card. So this one will allow the bot to associate a CRM lead to a CRM contact. So once the card is activated, the CRM lead will be converted to a contact inside the integrated CRM service. So here you need to define the input field, which will be the company name that you see right here, and the output field, which is the lead ID. And in one advanced error handling section lets you activate two different options. So the first one is integration not active, and the second one is CRM record already exists. So this will allow the bot to display an error message when the mentioned conditions are true. Then you have associate contact. So this one will let the bot associate a contact with an account. So once the card is activated, your CRM contact will be associated to an account inside the integrated CRM service. Here you need to define the output field, which is the contact ID, and the variables that are added in this section will be available in the list of bot context variables like we had just looked at earlier. And inside the advanced error handling section, you have the integration not active option. Then you have associate deal, which will allow the bot to associate contacts with a particular deal. So once the card is activated, your CRM contact will be associated to a deal inside the integrated CRM service. So here your input fields will be the stage of the deal to be created, the date, the amount, contact ID, and then you have the output field, which is the deal ID. So the variables again that you add in this section will be available in the list of bot context variable. And you again have the advanced error handling section. Then finally, you have the associate ticket card. So this one will allow the bot to assign a ticket to a desk user based on the integration configuration. So here you need to define the input fields, the subject, the status, priority, classification, department, the assignee ID, and then you have output fields, the ticket ID and ticket number. And here inside the advanced error handling section, you have three different options. You have integration not active, you have invalid desk department, and you have invalid ticket assignee option. And this will allow the bot to display error messages when the conditions mentioned above are true. Moving on to the next and the final topic, bot context and visitor fields. So you can configure your bot to store information temporarily or permanently using the Codeless Bot platform. And for that, you have two different options. So the first one is saving in the visitor field, and the second one is saving in bot context. So when we were configuring the different options here, you would have seen two different checkboxes, save in visitor field and save in bot context. So this is what I'm going to be talking about right now. So first, let's talk about saving in the context. So using certain elements in the Codeless bot platform, you can store the information that was collected inside the bot context temporarily till the visitor or the bot ends the conversation. So this information can be further used across flows to make different decisions. So in order to execute this, you will have to choose the save in bot context option, and you have to provide a field name, and then you click on save. Then comes the second option, which is save in visitor fields. So the bot context is a data definition that is used to collect multiple inputs to perform a single action. So information that is collected by the bot can also be permanently stored as custom visitor fields and then used in integrated services like Zoho Desk, Zoho CRM, Salesforce, etc. So the following are the different output params. So you have button, you have option, multiple option, calendar, slider, rating, location, slots, quick reply, articles, videos, etc. So you have two different options with respect to that. So this is an example of a field name that you can give. So in case I want to store the date of the appointment or the date of the event, I have a field name called event.date where the information will be stored, and then I click on save. So with this, we've come to the end of our webinar. So throughout the webinar, we had looked at what Zoho SalesIQ is and what the Zobot platform and Zoho SalesIQ offers. What's so great about the Codeless Bot platform, what controls you have, what different blocks you can use to collect information from the visitor, and how to store information from the visitor temporarily or permanently during a conversation. So, like David Cancel says, bots and chats make it easier for people to buy the way they want to, when they want to, and that should be the goal of any business. So, if you own a business and you're looking to upgrade it, then Zoho Sales IQ's Zobots, especially the codeless bots, are your one solution. Head over to our developer documentation for more information on the Zobot. Also, don't forget to visit our sample scripts page for more customized scripts. In case of any queries regarding the same, maybe during any part of the webinar, if you had a question that you couldn't ask us, drop us an email at support@zohosalesiq.com, and also follow us on Twitter for more updates on our features. So we will be answering all of the questions that you had posted in our questions section as soon as possible. In case we're not able to answer them anytime soon, we will write back to you via email. And don't worry if you've missed out any part of the webinar, if you weren't able to follow any part of the webinar. We're going to be sending you the recording of the webinar and the slide deck with a follow-up email. So I hope all of you enjoyed the webinar. I will see you in the next webinar. If you have any more questions, please keep them coming. We'll try and answer them as soon as possible. So until I see you in the next webinar, stay safe and take care. Thank you.